welcome to the League of Legends. No, really, I'm Goose the Grey, and I am here tonight to watch one of the games of the Dreamhack 2014 Online EOS Qualifier. As you can see on that screen, I am going to be spectating off of two friends. It's going to be Refuse versus Shantao macht Wau, a German team versus, I do believe, actually mostly a British team. I only know their top laner, the Aurelia. I'm not quite sure where the rest of them are from. But it should be a pretty good game. I mean, they're competing for a top level land spot here, so no punches pulled in this match. Now let's go over the two team compositions. On the blue side, it is going to be Shantao macht Wau, and they will have a Shyvana in the top lane, that Kha'Zix in the jungle, Nidalee mid, and then the Morgana, Lucian in the bot lane battling it out versus the red team. That is going to be Refuse with an Aurelia top, Ziggs mid, Elise in the jungle, and that bot lane will consist of Karma and Caitlyn. So those 10 players will attempt to take the win here, and we see both teams actually with a double heal, AD carry and mid laner, both top laners with a teleport. So pretty standard stuff on that front, really. Neither team giving anything up there. And we are going to get into this game shortly, as I now am on the loading screen. Should also pop up on the stream in a second. Come on. Ah, look at this. I've actually messed it up because it's above my overlays. Move down. Move down. Move down. Ha! Now I just need to move this all the way down. Bam! Look at this. And now I can even edit blue team and red team, because it's not a blue team. This is Shantao, and the other side will be Refused. Refused. There we go. Look at this. Isn't this nice? Alright, let's take a look at this game. Caitlyn Karma against the Lucian Morgana. Now this is a pretty interesting lane, because Caitlyn and Karma have an immense amount of poke and have a very real possibility of taking complete control of that bot lane very early on with all the damage they can put down. On the other side, we'll have Morgana and Lucian, who on their end can also put out a lot of damage very, very quickly. Especially Lucian, with that double shot passive early on, is capable of doing such huge amounts of damage, and we do see we are into the game already. I do not have spectator colorblind mode enabled, so I'll do that real quick. Actually, it is enabled. Just doesn't realize. So I'll do that after the first couple of fights. We do see Karma checked a little bit over here, did not see it, but there's a ward in that bush. So Shantao going very far in here, but refused to have complete knowledge of where they are. Complete control over their own jungle. Then we can rearrange all these icons so they all make sense. That's side one. I need to switch you two. There we go. And Shantao is just going to recall after getting two wards down. One trinket ward at the blue buff, and the other one very far back here, so they could check if there is a lane swap. They also have a third one right over here, so they have a huge amount of vision on Refused's blue buff. Now that's going to be pretty interesting, because Elise and Aurelia are currently on the top half, so Shantao will know that Elise is not starting on her own blue buff and instead is most likely taking theirs. Actually, she might just go over to her red. So Shantao with a lot of knowledge there early on. We see that pink ward going down. Morgana walking all the way up to the blue buff just in order to check it. Might already find the pink ward. Just walk through that bush. Now she realizes what she saw, and that's going to be a very short-lived pink ward there. Huge investment on the side of Refuse, already not paying off. So nice little bit of an advantage there. And we do see the lane swap coming through for Shantao. Of course, Morgana and Lucian gonna be pretty happy laning against that Aurelia. They want to keep her a little bit smaller if they can. And Shyvana is gonna go along with Kha'Zix through the jungle for a while, soak up as much XP as she can before she then proceeds to go down into that bot lane in order to lane up against Lucian and Karma. That, of course, leaves the mid laners alone in the mid lane for a very long time, because the jungler will most likely go and help out one of the two side lanes. that really makes it come down to skill matchup between Ziggs and Nidalee. We'll see which one of the two can prove himself, and we see Shantao just freezing that lane up there in the top lane, trying to get Aurelia out of there, and she's just retreated, gone into her own jungle, trying to do the Wraiths. Says, thank you very much, I'll take as much experience there as I can, still level 1. Whereas Shyvana, of course, already level 2, Elise now has both the buffs. So does Kha'Zix. He's moving across to the bottom half of the map. Shyvana still hasn't used her teleport, so she could even keep jungling here, then go back, buy a couple more potions. She's still not used that 1 health potion that she had, and then teleport down into the bot lane. Now Elise is there, so Refused looking to put on some pressure into that lane, try to push it a little bit faster, and that might force Shyvana and Kha'Zix down into that lane. Here comes a teleport now. They've decided to go for this full force. 4 men down here and a huge amount of minions. They'll most likely get this tower. The question is how much damage can Morgana and Lucian do in the top lane to respond. They've also got a good wave of minions, and with a double shot from Lucian, it may even be enough. They're not going to be able to trade though, as this tower is already going down. The top one still has about half its HP remaining. Nice play here from Refused, grabbing an early tower advantage there. 700 gold in the favor of their team, can rotate right around onto Dragon. Of course, with Aurelia already down there, they do have that man advantage as well. It's a good early game advantage there, right off the bat. Kha'Zix knows what's going on, but there's absolutely nothing he can do about this. Dragon actually does a lot of damage early on, but Shyvana and Morgana are just nowhere in the vicinity, so they can't really do anything about it, despite Dragon theoretically providing them with a nice opportunity. But against 5 men, not much they can do. Binding comes out, hits Ziggs, and Kha'Zix actually goes very deep there, has to flash back out. That Cocoon would have hit too, so nice call there. Getting himself to safety, not hesitating to use that to get out. I'm still confused why he went in the first place, because Ziggs did not take much damage whatsoever and just lost his flash. Nice Cocoon, they're not going to do much though, as there is no follow-up. Now Morgana actually takes a huge amount of damage, has to flash away after that heal from Nidalee. A little bit miscalculated there, thought she could walk around that corner into the lane, and then just took a huge amount of damage. Nice spear landing onto Aurelia. Of course, the one thing this does give to Shantao, they finally traded back the tower, is more farm. We can see 23 CS on Shyvana, 6 on Aurelia. If they can balance out this dragon and tower advantage that Refused got early on, then this is definitely a pretty big win for Shantao. Currently only 200 gold behind, and that is with the dragon in Refused's favor. Shantao really looking to keep all the cards in their hands on this one. One other thing to note is that while 4 men from Refused are currently pushing mid, oh my god, that Cocoon is going to land, and she has no mana anymore. It takes a lot of damage from the Piltover Peacemaker. Is going to be safe. Kha'Zix trying to push them off that tower because Shyvana's freezing in the bot lane. That means she cannot join this. Heal comes out. Cage still lands onto Caitlyn, but says it is a little bit alone there on the side. Sazed says it. God knows how to pronounce his name. I've never met someone who was actually certain about how to say it. It's pretty entertaining if you think about it. You start becoming more popular, more well-known, and still nobody knows how to pronounce your name. Another Cage lands. That's the second heal now from Refused, forced out there. Caitlyn with only 200 HP is going to go back. And Aurelia has had a lot of time to herself up in that top lane, farming herself up a little bit. So she's caught up a bit on the CS deficit. Shyvana still 20 ahead and has that giant spell in her inventory already. Teleported up there, so that's going to be down for about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It's going to give a nice window of opportunity to Refused when Aurelia's teleport is up. Of course, that is going to be sooner than Shyvana's. Looking across the rest of the lanes, Lucian gonna go back soon for the first time. He hasn't done so far. 40 CS to Caitlyn's 34. She, of course, has just picked up the Vamp Scepter and the boots. Pretty comfortable on that one. Nidalee about 11 CS behind Ziggs. Both of them, though, with that Chalice of Harmony. Although Ziggs added wards, especially that pink ward, on top of the Amplifying Tome. On top of that Chalice. So he's definitely got an upper hand in that lane. But right now, it's dual laners, all 4 in that mid lane. Nidalee gone bot to deal with this Aurelia, which is a pretty interesting matchup, really, if you think about it. Bruiser up against an AP Nidalee. Normally you'd see this with a Bruiser AD Nidalee as well. Aurelia dodging that spear. She's gonna keep farming because Nidalee really cannot hurt her. She can't do anything to keep Aurelia from farming, so that Aurelia might just become a monster. Of course, on the other side, there's Shyvana still left unchecked up in the top lane. A lot of damage down onto Lucian. He has to be a little bit careful here. Shantao will lose this tower as well. Aurelia and Elise going in onto Nidalee. Nidalee, can you escape this? The cocoon hasn't come out yet. Nice flash. That's going to dodge it. And with that, Avenue will just be able to walk away. Aurelia and Elise force that flash, though. So the next time, it's not going to be that easy to escape. See now Caitlyn and Karma rotating up top. They want that kill onto the Shyvana that's been AFK pushing pretty much this entire time. Mozilla doing a good job. 65 CS up to his name. The most in the game right now. And of course already a little bit of damage onto that tower. Ziggs and Elise also rotating up there, but they're going to be too late. Dragon's Descent and Flash would also have been available. So Shyvana very, very safe and still pushing there. 8.5 minutes into the game. We do have 700 gold difference between the two teams. It's a dragon and a tower in favor of Refused, really, that makes up this gold difference. The supports with side stones. That Dark Binding still gonna land. No follow-up damage, so it doesn't even matter. And in 1 minute, 40 seconds, we have the next dragon up. That's definitely gonna be the next point of focus for both of these teams. So they're gonna be looking to grab the edge in this continuing struggle here. Lucian got the BF sword. That's actually really huge, because with that extra damage, he can out-trade Caitlyn. Now the problem is that he doesn't really have any sustain. He's got a Nidalee on his team which can heal him, but on his own, he doesn't really have much of anything. If we look at it, he's only got a tiny little bit of lifesteal, 2%. That's not enough to keep himself healthy in that lane if it does come down to a couple more trades. Caitlyn now top lane, farming against that Shyvana. They want to finally try and keep her a little bit smaller. As Lucian and Morgana match up against Aurelia, we've gone back to the 2v1 lanes, but Karma and Elise are just around the corner. They can try and come in here for this gank. Lucian and Morgana have to be very careful. They are, of course, well, Lucian is level 6, Morgana still isn't, whereas Karma doesn't need a level 6. Caitlyn has it, Aurelia has it. So overall, Refused would have had the upper hand here. Cage lands, another little bit of damage on Numlocked. He's going to be safe then. Still 26 CS behind that Shyvana, the counterpart that's by now picked up the Chain Vest. Both teleports are up for this next dragon. It's really going to be the main focus. As Kha'Zix is also down there. The spear net not going to land on Fuzen, so he's going to be safe. Just walk away from that mid lane, farm a little bit more. He's currently actually almost 20 CS up on that Nidalee. Going to be very nice for him. Once he finishes up that Athene's Unholy Grail, he should finally start grabbing more of an upper hand there. Maybe even getting a kill or two in the next fight. Shantao right now with a superior positioning here at Dragon, although it is a 3 versus 3. Nice dodge on the Cocoon there with that E. First teleport comes in. Ziggs thought about going back. There's the exhaust onto Elise. Didn't really do much of anything. She's forced to flash though. Culling comes out. Spear misses. Culling doing a lot of damage. And Satan is still right on his heels. The heal came out. That's going to be first blood. Kha'Zix picking that one up for his team, and they haven't de-aggroed the Dragon. Shyvana still on that one. Dragon versus Dragon. It's going to be the blue team that picks that one up as well. Now we see Karma getting caged, and everyone just kind of disengaging. All of a sudden, Shantao making a little bit of a comeback now, 15,500 to the 15,200 gold of Refused, while they're still a tower down. So to speak, they have money in the bank if you want. They can take down that tower any time they want to and pick up an extra about 1,500 gold for their team. Right now, Shyvana just keeps on farming 88 CS. She's really been on top of this game so far. Once she has that Sunfire Cape, she's going to be even tankier, even better at pushing those minion waves. Nidalee, once again, sent into one of the side lanes. They don't really keep her in mid. That's generally the job of either the double lane, Lucian, Morgana, or of course that Shyvana in this game. Now, while I have a little bit of a respite, breathing moment, with nothing happening, I can finally enable Call of Blind mode. For some reason it won't activate it right off the bat. There we go. Much nicer with the red and the blue. Only missing the white for the American national colors. Now Mozilla has to be a bit careful here. Does still have that Dragon's Descent, but Ziggs is starting to do a little bit of damage to her. Those continued bombs just start to wear you down if you eat too many of them. Everyone going back, big items finally coming out. Both mid laners now finishing up the Athene's Unholy Grail. Shyvana grabbing that Sunfire Cape. Once Lucian goes back, he should be able to finalize that Bloodthirster as well. Cullen comes out for this wave, and it's really risky, because there's the Aurelia and the Elise. Nice dash away just to try and keep himself safe, but the flash stun onto Shantao. He has to be extremely careful. Oh, the Elise repel was a bit too late. Couldn't get in there, and the heat and style from Aurelia is still used, so a lot burned there. Flash and the ultimate from Aurelia. At least they also got the heal out of Lucian. It's an okay trade, albeit not a great one. Italy now farming back again in the mid lane, trying to catch up on that disadvantage that she does have. However, this time around it didn't really result in any major item difference between the two. Of course, the assist plus the dragon also now for Nidalee to let her catch back up. If we look at the gold, it's pretty much all. I mean, it's 200 gold between the two mid laners. That's nothing major. The bot laners not even 150 apart. But right now we see Karma up in the top lane. The chain lands. That's going to be the Piltover Peacemaker. But that Shyvana already has a Sunfire Cape. She's super beefy right now. Doesn't really give a damn about anything when you try to hit her. She doesn't care. The AD carries with Bloodthirsters in opposite lanes. They really don't like fighting each other in standard lanes on this matchup here. Everybody just keeps switching around, keeps moving to other sides of the map. Now, can this red buff here be stolen away? Shantao really trying this one hard, smites it away, easily done. That tether still going to land on Mozilla. He, as I said, does not care. He's still above half HP despite eating that many skill shots, that much damage. He's Shyvana with a Sunfire Cape. 40 CS up on his opposition. That's not something you really want to deal with. Until Aurelia has that Trinity Force, she's not going to be as strong. So for now, she just has to sit back and try and farm as much as possible. Lucian's still alone down there in that bot lane against her. Doesn't have his flash or heal. He needs to be a little bit careful. Kha'Zix's now making his way down there. That could be the gank they need. The stun came out. It's a lot of damage onto Lucian already. This could be the beta. Kha'Zix comes in. A huge amount of damage. Heat and style is being used, but that should easily be enough. Nicely played there, just to get that kill. Kha'Zix's ultimate burn, but hey, I mean, if you get a kill, that's totally worth it, and Morgana even came around the side as bonus assistance. Easy kill picked up for Shantao. 2-0 on the scoreboard after 15 minutes. About 1,300 gold in their advantage, and they still have that tower to take down for themselves. And a lot more after that one. I mean, we've only got one out of the total 11 towers in the game killed so far. It'll take a little bit more time until they get to the other ones. Nidalee moving towards the top lane, looking for a pick. They're not going to get it. Now, instead, there is more action on the bot lane. They can try and bait this, because there's Elise on the outsides, the outskirts of this battle, and of course with the repel, she can come in really easily. But Kha'Zix is there as well, has the same idea. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 bot lane, but Karma backs off. Mega Inferno Bomb used just to clear this minion wave on the top side. Shyvana really doing a huge amount of work up there. Split pushing permanently, keeping that Caitlyn up there, and even going so far as to require assistance from that mid lane Ziggs with his ultimate. They've shoved Refused off of this bot lane tower, easily going to take that wave down now. Nicely done. To secure more presence for themselves. They'll just keep on pushing, actually. I'd have expected them to try and back off, look where they can get something else. That's what they're going to do now. They were looking if Refused had messed up a bit, rotated badly, they could get some free damage on the inner tower as well. As it turns out, they will just back away because in 45 seconds, approximately, Dragon will be back up. They, of course, want that one again. Shantao definitely has a timer on it. They took it last time. Meanwhile, Shyvana still in the top lane, does have her teleport so she can join as well, but not before taking down that tower. It should actually be enough with this minion wave. Meanwhile, in mid lane, a lot of damage onto that Nidalee already. It's not quite going to be enough, and here goes the tower in top. Nicely done, Shyvana. You've earned this one. Doing so much damage up there. 50 CS now up on Aurelia. She still only has the Phage and the Sheen, of course. Not a lot of global gold coming her way either. 2 towers, and of course that 1 dragon that they picked up earlier on. But Shantao now finalizing all 3 outer towers. Or rather, the bottom, outer, and the top 2. Got the inner one there as well, and the middle outer still standing. They finally overtaken Refused in towers as well, expanding their gold lead to 2,600. They're also now trying to do a sneaky little dragon here with only 2 members there. Nidalee distracting the rest of Refused's team. Lucian is going to walk through a ward there, so they're going to know where he is, but there's no way Refuse to have any chance to contest this one. Easy Dragon over to Shantao. That's going to make their gold lead even more comfortable, and now they're moving into the jungle. Can Kha'Zix catch Caitlyn? He's right on her. The isolated damage was there for the first Q. Not much more, though. Finding as well as the Cocoon land onto Morgana. She has to be a little bit careful. Kha'Zix wants that Elise. She flashes away. She's going to be safe. Caitlyn flashes away as well. Can they get it? Yes! With the last auto hit, they still pick up the kill. Nicely done. Kha'Zix a little bit overzealous there. But as it stands, the rest of Shantao can just try to make more pressure down here in this bottom lane. Elise is going to have to go back. It was still 2 flashes forced. Mega Inferno Bomb comes in just to clear the minion wave. Shyvana just face tanking this tower right now. That's not the thing you want. I mean, yes, Mozilla, you're tanky, but you've still only got a Sunfire Cape, Vamp Scepter, and that Negatron Cloak. It's not enough to live through an entire tower for too long. Especially not when now some more item purchases are coming out on the side of Refuse. We've seen that needlessly large rod on that mid lane. Ooh, that Cocoon almost caught Morgana. That would have been deadly. Narrowly missing its target. And of course we have that Aegis on Elise, which is a huge item if you ask me. Oh, that tether not quite gonna land thanks to the Dragon's Descent. Nicely done there by Mozilla to get out of that. And even better on Karma to do that in the first place. Mid tower should almost go down here. It's got not much left. 630 approximately. Caitlyn, Nidalee, and Morgana, after taking a couple tower hits, are just gonna back off. Lucian stuck around bot. But yeah, what I was saying earlier, that Aegis of the Legion is going to do so much for Team Refuse. Oh, Lucian, you're going hard! And the culling takes her out there. Nicely done. Really good job on realizing the opportunity. Just going in there. He has a Sheen, he has a Bloodthirst, who does more damage than Caitlyn. She doesn't really have any escape skill. Did, of course, burn the flash earlier already. And then this time around, she still used that heal to try and survive. It was not enough. Lucian still had flash and heal of his own. He would have definitely caught her. But there's so much magic damage on the side of Shantao. They've got the Morgana, they've got a lot of mixed damage from Shyvana, and of course that Nidalee. So that Aeg is really going to do a lot for them, especially later on when there's that shield as well. Plus it provides cooldown reduction for this Elise. So she really likes that item right now. Going to help her team out a lot as well. Question is it going to be enough as the gold lead now mounts to 3,700 gold. 3-1 in kills, 3-2 in towers, 158 CS, 160 plus on Shyvana now. She's really far ahead of Aurelia, and Aurelia needs to do something to try and catch up here. As the game keeps going, Aurelia will become the better dueler with the Blade of the Ruin King and the Trinity Force. Maybe she'll be able to finally outscale, but until she reaches that point, it's still going to be very, very hard for her. See Shantao back in the mid lane. Mozilla, once again, doesn't care. She face tanks the tower, gets a heal from Nidalee, is basically back to full. It's just the annoying thing, if there's a full AP Nidalee on the enemy team, she can heal as well as throw out those spears, and once they land, at this point they will hurt, as there's the needlessly large rod and the blasting wand in her inventory. So almost got that Rabadon's death cap completed. Now the 4-man, 5-man push even from Shantao here in that mid lane. Oh, another spear narrowly missing its mark. Once those start hitting, you just need one of them. Oh, there was one. Didn't do too much just yet. There was another one. Ziggs now below half HP. Nice damage onto Kha'Zix though, forcing him to go back. Good calling. Booking down Elise and Ziggs, both below half HP. Another spear lands onto Karma. They're gonna have to be careful here, but this entire time Aurelia is split pushing top. Both of these top laners have their teleports ready, but if it's used from Shantao right now, that's going to leave Aurelia open to use it elsewhere on the map to try and create an advantage. Dragon is back up in 2 minutes, so it wouldn't be there if you teleported to a tower. You're just going to let that one drop anyway. So Shyvana down bot, and Kha'Zix still in the mid lane, all by himself now. That could actually be quite dangerous, but with Morgana and Lucian also roaming down to the bot lane, that should be another turret picked up there as well. They need to respond to this Aurelia though. She's going to be on the inner tower, and that Mega Inferno Bomb clearing out the minions yet again. Nidalee almost taking out Elise. What is going to be the call here? Shyvana finally teleports over to that inner tower in the top lane. That's going to leave Dragon vulnerable in about 1.5 minutes though. So I'm really going to be looking for Refuse to make a move on that one. Try to take it out this time. They don't have an exact timer on it though. They can guesstimate when Shantao did it. And of course if they checked it, they will see the mark appearing as well, but they can't really prepare beforehand, and there are still 2 pink wards from Shantao in the vicinity. Numlocked He's going to have to try and get away from this one. I think he should be pretty safe. He is still Aurelia. Did a nice dash. Oh, Satan jumps after him. Gets the slow with those spikes. The W narrowly catching on. Now, is that going to be enough? Nope, not quite. Nidalee coming from the other side. She dashes through her. Flashes. That's going to keep her safe because the binding doesn't quite hit. Nice job, Aurelia. Split pushing, then getting out safely is definitely the mark of a good split pusher. It did cost her a flash. So the next time she's not going to be able to do that as safely. Did get a top outer and force the teleport out of Shyvana, so I'd definitely call Worth on that one. Now Lucian against Caitlyn. Once again, this matchup, we've seen it once. Oh my god, the culling does damage. Forces the flash from Caitlyn very early on. Ace in the hole comes out, gets blocked by Satan. Here's Elise as well, and Aurelia around the corner. Shantao, oh, he flashes into the wall and walks backwards just because of where he had clicked the paving, messing with him on that one, and that's going to be a nice kill on the AD carry. That should be the Dragon for refused as well. That's going to spawn in just 2 seconds, and I don't think there's a whole lot that Shantao can do right now. I mean, they can try to poke a little bit with Morgana bindings and Nidalee spears. That should be what they're trying to do. Oh, the assassination on Caitlyn almost works, but that heal just in time. They've stopped them from the Dragon for the time being, and the isolation damage on Nidalee. Come on, Sven. Aurelia is still quite huge, so a nice amount of damage from Shantao right now, and they've forced refused off of that Dragon. Nicely done. Lucian is back alive, running out of the base. Here comes the Talisman of Ascension. They're trying to get this engage going. That binding still landed onto Elise. That should neutralize the attempt at an engage. And once again, we start the dance anew. That ward is going to get cleared out, but the Dragon is still being done here by Refused. Who's going to be able to get it? That spear doesn't hit anything. Here comes the spike. Kha'Zix steals it. The Mega Inferno Bomb hits nobody. And the Nidalee spear misses its mark as well. So far it's a 1-for-1, but here comes the second kill. Morgana binding doesn't quite land, but Lucian's still going to be chasing down that Aurelia. At least has nowhere to go. That's going to be the third kill. Second kill, actually, only that's going to be the third one for Shantao. Nicely done. Triple. 3-for-1. I mean, double kill for Lucian, but a triple overall for Shantao on that one. Huge fight, and they also got the Dragon. It was really the Mega Inferno Bomb not hitting anything, and a very nice engage from Shantao when they then had the advantage. And of course, Kha'Zix getting that smite steal was huge. They're also going to get this middle inner tower. That's going to put it at 6-3. 7,000 gold in their advantage. 6-3 in kills. They've really made the last couple minutes count. 25 minutes into the game. We had the first blood at 14 minutes and a half. Now, 10 minutes later, we've had 9 more kills and a huge amount of action all around the objectives. That ace in the hole is going to stop Nidalee from going back. Not do too much more, though. This lull in the game gives us an opportunity to look across the items of all of these champions. Right now, we see Shyvana and Aurelia have progressed in their builds, respectively. Shyvana grabbed that Bilgewater Cutlass. The slow going to be huge in all further team fights, and of course, the Trinity Force plus a Giant's Belt on that Aurelia. Finally, she has a little bit of damage. Kha'Zix rushing that Randuin's after getting the Hex Drinker and the Brutalizer, looking for some tankiness after picking up that early damage. It's going to be very, very nice for him. Of course, Elise has finished up that Locket of the Iron Solari. Both mid laners pretty much equal builds, both of them with the Death Cap and the Athene's Unholy Grail, even though Nidalee is already further along the way for her Void Staff. That's because Ziggs hasn't gone back yet, though, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, he's only got 420 gold. So with the overall global gold and the 2 assists on Nidalee, she's actually finally taken the upper hand on that gold, despite still being 20 CS down. Now the AD carries, that's where the real action is. Lucian, Trinity Force, and Bloodthirster. He's got 2 of his core items done. Same goes for Caitlyn, though. Bloodthirster and Phantom Dancers, and they caught Kha'Zix. Couldn't quite finish up that kill. He's going to take out that ward with that heal from Nidalee. He's back to full. What are Shantao going to do? No, they're going in. That Nidalee Spear not quite landing, nor does the Dark Binding. That should be the signal to disengage here because it's still quite risky to fight this team. Aurelia split pushing once again, but she doesn't have a teleport. So if Shantao want to go for a Baron, this would be the time. Otherwise, they need to respond to that. They do have the Shyvana teleport up, but they're not sending her down there yet. They finally started off the Baron over here. Kha'Zix and Morgana are on it. The rest of the team are off to the side. Looking to zone. Shyvana now goes in. There's the speed up from Karma. She tries to check it, but she takes a huge amount of damage. That's going to be the culling. Almost taking her out with Shyvana jumping after her. She's not going to be able to survive that one. All of Shantao have peeled off of the Baron. There's still Aurelia in the bot lane, though. So she's gotten that tower, but is that going to be the Baron for Shantao? Who knows? They're peeling off a little bit. Another spear lands onto Ziggs. They really do this. It's quite risky now because Sazin, oh, nice smite. In the end, that bomb only helped them secure it. Meanwhile, Nidalee took out that Elise. So Satan really secure on his smites here. Nice job. 8-3 now. Baron buff on Shantao. They're even farther ahead. That satchel charge just enough to get himself out of that spear range. Oh, and Kha'Zix jumps in. So much damage. 2-2-3. That Hex Drinker Brutalizer build on top of that Spirit of the Elden Lizard really does a huge amount of damage, and then with a Giant Spell and the Warden's Mail, it's tanky enough to just stand under the tower. The Nidalee heals are powerful enough by now to keep him alive. He's just face tanking this tower for his team. Shantao doing the necessary damage to first the tower, then the inhibitor. This is going to be inhibitor number 1 after 28 minutes. Shantao taking a decisive lead here. 10,000 gold, 7-4 in towers, 9-3 in kills. What can Refuse still do to get back into this game? It's going to be extremely hard because at this point, the right people on Shantao are fed. We see 2 kills on that Shyvana. She's got the blade done. She's got that Negatron cloak. We see 104 on a Nidalee who wants to poke all day. She's going to be able to get that Void Staff as soon as she goes back now. We have a 4-1-3 Lucian. It's not something you want to deal with. He just went back and instantly bought that last Whisper as well. Caitlyn's still working on that. So he's now finally got really the upper hand between those two AD carries as well. Morgana almost has that Mikhail's Crucible as well, but the important thing is she has the Frost Queen's Claim and the Ruby Sightstone. She's got enough HP to survive everything and is slow on the entire enemy team. On top of those Home Guard mobility boots that get her just across the entire map so fast. Where's the next fight gonna be? 1 minute 15 to the next dragon. That's probably where most of the next little bit of action will be, even though it could quite possibly simply be Shantao taking that one for themselves, simply because there is no option for Refuse to really go in there, try and contest that. It's a minute on that dragon left by now. For now, another strong push down this bot lane from Shantao. They know they have the Baron buff, they know they have the regen, and they know they have an incredibly fed Shyvana. Look at that, face tanking the tower forever and a day, and then one Nidalee heal comes in and she's basically back to full. Intercepts the ace in the hole as well, just to keep Lucian as healthy as possible. And they got a couple of hits in on this inhibitor tower, actually quite a bit already, and the spears just hurt. And it was a third off of Aurelia's health, and earlier half of Karma's. So once those spears do hit, they're doing quite an amount of damage. That was another one on Tully's, about a third of her HP as well. It's a little bit more tower damage right now. Mozilla, oh, the culling coming out onto Caitlyn. She's really low. Use that heal already. There's Shyvana going right into the backline together with Kha'Zix. Mega Inferno Bomb came out. That's the cocoon just barely landing. Elise, can you really still get away from this? The heal comes out. She's going to make it. And Nidalee went down. So that was actually a 1-4 exchange, but they still lost the tower. Very nice tower dive here by Shantao. They lost a member. The question is, what happens now? Aurelia barely survives the entire ordeal. Mozilla still going to go down. That is another kill. About as good as that defense is going to be. It says, I'll sacrifice myself for you guys. Double kill onto Ziggs. He's really going to love this. Ooh, can Lucian still pick up the skill? He has to be careful because Karma, Caitlyn, and Ziggs are hard on their heals. Kha'Zix can always try and go in for an assassination afterwards. Dragon is back up, though. That is currently 3 members down on the team of Shantao. Huge wave of minions in that top lane. Might even take out the tower. Nobody takes care of it very quickly. Be another dragon for Shantao though, because Refused are busy defending their base from the super minions that are flooding in there. They've already taken out one Nexus tower, and another inhibitor is exposed right now. Shantao definitely still with most of the cards in their favor. 4-1-3 Lucian, 1-1-4 Nidalee, 2-2-3 Kha'Zix, 2-1-1 Shyvana. They've got the gold, they've got it in the right places. 11,000 gold lead. They just brute forced that bot lane fight into the inhibitor tower. Didn't even care. I mean, yes, they lost one member during the dive, 2 more afterwards during their not so very glorious escape, but they got what they came for. They got the inhibitor tower, and now they are free to move around the map again. Once that middle inhibitor respawns, they can really do a split push on both the mid lane and the bot lane to take out both of those inhibitors at once, or just one at a time, depending on how Refused respond to the situation. And now we have Nidalee and Shyvana down at the bot lane once more, looking to get in on that. We have the Banshee's Veil done on Shyvana. That's going to be huge for her for these next couple of fights. We see Refused have decided they want to trap someone, and Shantao walks right in. The tether going to land, but that heal keeps him alive forever and a day. The last headshot finally picks up the kill. He almost made it out of there with that flash and the heal on top of the Nidalee heal as well, but that's not something that's allowed to happen. There's not enough map vision in the enemy jungle. Lucian, you are an AD carry. You should not be alone in those kind of areas. Kha'Zix goes in onto Caitlyn, but she's not isolated. There's an entire team across the wall. Nice spell shield from Morgana. Keeps him safe, though. Easily able to walk out. Now Ziggs comes in. Nice cocoon, but Elise, you're the only one in the front line. The rest of the team wasn't there this time around. And that's going to be another member down on the side of Refused. This could be the inhibitor down once again. Karma is still pretty low. She cannot afford to take a single spear. Nidalee sitting on the outside, spamming those Mozilla in the front. That Banshee's Veil popped now by one of those Ziggs bombs. Another spear misses its mark. Getting down the inhibitor, though, which is really what counts for them. 2 more hits. There it goes. And now they're just going to be able to safely back out of this. Baron is up in a little bit over a minute. So they can just go home, shop once more, and then prepare for the big Baron fight. Provide their own little bit of vision, and then take it down very quickly and very efficiently. And we can see where the priorities on Shantao lie. They've got 4 sweepers and 1 Farsight orb. Even the upgraded version. It's the, so it's the Farsight orb. Otherwise it'd be the Oracle's Lens. That's what it is. So Lucian, even not having to face check every bush anymore. I think he picked that up after that death just now in the enemy jungle. To not do that again. He's now got a Banshee's Veil as well, looking for some extra magic resist, of course, against a team with Elise, Ziggs, and Karma. That's going to be a huge amount of defensive ability you have there, blocking that engage spell that they're trying to throw at you. But right now, with 11,000 gold in favor of Shantao, what can Refused really do to stop this Baron, to stop this continuous pushing Shyvana down there in that bot lane? She's done a huge amount of work this game. She's only 2-1-2, but she got 270 farm, which, aside from Ziggs, is the highest in the game. So she's the second highest here. Really doing well for herself, and with that Blade of the Ruin King, Sunfire Cape, Banshee's Veil, Ninja Tabi, and the Chain Vest. She is so tanky and still does a lot of mixed damage to the enemy team, and then just continuously split pushing that Refused really have no means to deal with her right now. We can see this. They have no means to even attempt to contest this Baron because they know they would just die. So they're going to have to give this up, but that's going to make it so much harder yet again to defend their own base. They've already lost an inhibitor. The other one in the bot lane is open. So Shantao can really just move around to the top lane and shove that one with 4 members while Shyvana goes down bottom and splits that one because she still has her teleport. Or they just decide, hey, we're stronger than them, let's brute force this once more. If tower dove in once under an inhibitor tower, they can simply repeat the procedure. Situation gets tense. That Mikael's on Morgana and Karma. Those two will definitely play a large part in the next team fight, because they are the items that can really decide if one of the carries gets locked down or not, one of the carries survives or not. That's going to be the spear not quite landing, but the Dark Binding was there. Good thought. Not quite coordinated perfectly. Kha'Zix versus Aurelia in that mid lane. Culling coming out just to push Refuse off of that tower, and it works beautifully. Kha'Zix now going in under the Nexus towers. Caitlyn, meanwhile, died near the top inhibitor. That's going to be the kill after the flash for Kha'Zix. That's going to be the game here for Shantao for sure. The exhaust came out, but he's still going to live. Shyvana with the Dragon's Descent going right into the backline. Mega Inferno Bomb hitting all 5 members of Shantao, but I don't think it matters anymore. They've taken down the second Nexus tower, the top inhibitor, not even worrying them. They're on the Nexus. That's going to be a game after 36 minutes and about 4 seconds. It is going to be Shantao macht Wau that take the win in this game of the Dreamhack 2014 Online EUW Qualifiers. 12-7, 16,600 gold advantage, 7 towers in their favor. They've taken down every tower on the map, as well as 2 barons, several dragons, and a lot of kills, of course. So GG, well played. I was Goose the Grey. I had a lot of fun casting this game, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching it as well. If they do another game, I might still continue, do another one later. If you like this, then you can subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. The links will be in the description, and whenever I do something, you can watch it there. You can also follow me on Twitch, also Goose the Grey, no spaces there. And whenever I stream, you will then get a notification. I'm looking forward to actually doing some casting streams. So if you're interested, give me a follow. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't cost anything, and I'll see you on the flip side.